everybody, and thank you for watching your top human rights organization review. I'm your host, Bryce Dolan. Now today on the show, we take a look at an article from Amnesty International. And unfortunately in Slovenia, refugees are facing a harsh new act. Now according to Amnesty International, new law passed last night strips refugees and asylum seekers of protections to which they are entitled under international and EU law, and are a serious backward step for human rights in Slovenia. Now, the amendments to the Aliens Act allow for special emergency measures that would deny entry to people arriving at the borders and automatically expel migrants and refugees who have entered Slovenia irregularly without properly assessing their asylum claims or the risk to which they would be exposed upon return. Rather than recognizing refugees and asylum seekers as people fleeing from the horrors of war and in need of protection, these amendments treat them as a threat to national security and strip them of vital protections under international law, said Jelena Cesar, Amnesty International's researcher for the Balkans and the European Union. By sealing its borders to these desperate people and turning its back on its international obligations, Slovenia is treading the same unseemly path as its neighbors, Hungary and Austria. This is deeply regrettable for a country which has traditionally upheld core human rights values and has been a true leader in the region. Now, countries in the Balkans must refrain from employing measures to push back and deny protections to refugees, migrants, and asylum seekers, many of them unaccompanied children fleeing war and persecution. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a horrific situation in Slovenia right now, as these asylum seekers and refugees are helpless and are unprotected and are just left there to fend for themselves. And not only is this a horrific situation, but we are facing a similar situation here in the United States. We cannot let something like what just happened in Slovenia happen here in America. We cannot let that happen. We got to remember that refugees and asylum seekers are people just like me and you who are seeking a safe place to just live their life to the fullest as much as they can. So ladies and gentlemen, as the United States is going through these new changes with President Trump and his administration, try to keep in mind on the topic of immigrants and refugees that they are people too. They're not here to hurt our country. They're here so they can live their lives, because obviously they're unable to live it where they would like to, at home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to look into this article yourself, you can find a link directly to this article on Amnesty International's website below in the description. You can click right on that link and it'll take you directly to the story we talked about today. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that way you can get notified every time a new video is posted. Otherwise, if you don't want to get notifications, you can still subscribe and just check out our channel every once in a while. But make sure you give our Facebook pages a like and follow us on Twitter. But thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This was your top human rights organization review. I was your host, Bryce Dolan.